And welcome in to another episode of Off Script. My name is Zak Herbstreit, and spring ball is just around the corner. I already know a couple teams have already started their spring, including Florida and USC, but majority of the teams are starting up pretty soon. But in today's video, I want to talk about the brewing quarterback battle in the Iowa Hawkeyes quarterback room. But before we get into it, if you enjoy college football, if you enjoy the channel, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well. I really appreciate it. But let's get into the video. As of right now, the Iowa staff in general has not decided to go into the portal to get a quarterback, but they did, however, get into the portal to get another running back by the name of LJ Phillips Jr. from Montana to kind of help carry the load for Kamari Moulton. But we're talking about the quarterbacks here. And before I get into the quarterbacks of the future, I want to talk about last year and Mark Gronowski. In my opinion, I felt like he played relatively well, but it was a little bit of a hit and miss because there was times where he played against Indiana, he played against Oregon, where you were like, wow, this guy's really good. He's running really well against these defenses. But also there's some times where he's a Big Ten quarterback and he just needs to be making those throws. If you're starting quarterback in the Big Ten, you need to be able to hit these guys, on a dig or something like that. So a couple times where I was just a little hit or miss on him. But going into this upcoming quarterback battle, both Kirk Ferentz and Tim Lester feel pretty good about the quarterbacks in the room right now. They believe that they can win with both of them. So that is pretty high praise from these coaches. Ferentz also said it's really going to get down to what happens between now and September and potentially even into the season. So this is what I think makes this battle so interesting, is because of how neck and neck, how close this is. And even if they have to go into like game 1 or 2 with two quarterbacks, that'll be really interesting. Ferentz also said the two top contenders right now are very different, but they're both very intriguing. So I think, in my opinion, when I think of an Iowa quarterback, more recent years, they usually do better when they're able to run, command the offense, outside. I mean, just get the balls to the tight end. You're going to have protection. That O-line's really, really stellar majority years, I feel like. But in my opinion, I feel like you just need a quarterback that is able to improvise and get the ball out to some of the playmakers you guys have. I feel like that's a necessity for an Iowa offense. But getting into more of the quarterbacks themselves, let's start off with Jeremy Hecklinski here. He's 5'11", 188 pounds, backup quarterback last year. He beat out Hank Brown for that position last year. But Hecklinski's more like that Gronowski type player where he might be on the smaller side, but he's gritty. He's a dual threat guy. He's an improviser as well. So I think that would be suitable for this Iowa Hawkeyes offense. The one thing is he just lacks experience. He just doesn't have the experience yet, but it will come with reps in practice. And another thing, Tim Lester also said he's a gunslinger. He likes to throw the ball, and he also reads defenses extremely well. So if I were looking at these guys, I kind of have the edge towards Hecklinski right now just because of his ability to improvise and just not being afraid to throw the ball downfield. That's kind of where I'm leaning right now, but let's get into the next candidate as well. Hank Brown, 6'4", 215 pounds. He's a transfer from Auburn, was initially the backup quarterback last year, but then Hecklinski beat him out during this season. Brown also does have more experience and has been there longer compared to Hecklinski, but last year he was beat out from Hecklinski because he was just making more plays, so maybe that doesn't matter at all. And my thoughts on this, they're both good candidates here. Obviously, Hecklinski's kind of that Gronowski guy, and then Brown's more of that stereotypical tall pocket passer that's probably going to get the ball there pretty fast, commands the offense pretty well. But my thoughts on the quarterback situation right now, I just feel like you got to go with a guy that commands the offense the best and also is going to improvise and get the ball there and just make plays. I think making plays is big. And right now I'm probably gravitating more towards Hecklinski just because he is that gunslinger guy. He is that improviser, like I said. He is that Mark Gronowski-esque type player, but maybe can be a little bit better and get the ball there faster and when it needs to be there. But I've always said this, and people ask me this all the time. Iowa's one of those teams right now where they're on the edge. They're that mid-tier Big Ten team that's close to being a playoff team. They're right there every single year. And I think the ability to having a good quarterback and having skilled positions on the outside, because they're always going to have good running backs. They're always going to have a stellar offensive line, an incredible defense. So there's missing two pieces. If they can get just guys on the outside, just playmakers on the outside, and then a quarterback that's competent and can continue to get the ball to these playmakers and improvise and just, get yards and not have to punt all the time. I'm a big believer in Iowa this season, but remains to be seen. I got to see more in spring here. And just in general, I think I'm really excited for this competition to to transpire, see what goes on. But Iowa fans, I want to hear from you guys. Who are you kind of gravitating towards right now? Who do you think should take the reins for this Iowa Hawkeyes offense? I want to hear from you guys. But if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel as well. I'll see you guys soon.